I am not here under my own will. If you see this, send help.
Guys, welcome to episode 3 of Sandbagger Sessions. We're really excited for all the support you've shown us so far, and we've got another great episode lined up for you today. Make sure you stick around to the end of the show to find out if you're our lucky winner of a brand new box of Titleist Pro V1s. All right, hold on one sec. Let me get adjusted here. Table's dirty. Alrighty, Stefan, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on our program.
And everybody else, welcome back to Daddy's Caddy podcast for week 3.
Totally forgot about that. Yeah. Daddy's Caddy now.
Yeah.
We switched from the buddy.
That was actually our most viewed reel. I mean, we haven't posted that much, but
A lot of people with daddy issues.
top performer though. So
Yeah. well,
we need more daddy content.
All right. I'll think of some more.
Yeah, so welcome back, week 3, episode 3. And before we get into it, as we always do, bit of a recap, bit of a touch on some things that have happened this week before we get into the main episode. We got lots of feedback on the whole teams concept that we discussed, and it got me thinking a little bit more.
Okay.
Do you know a sport that I think is at the moment is batshit boring, but they do the teams concept well?
Rugby.
What's that?
Rugby.
Wow.
Cricket.
I mean, all of my friends watching back home.
All two of them.
Yeah.
Come find me.
Stefan's
never getting on
address
Tara Edie.
is yeah. But a sport that does this well is Formula One.
Okay.
Right? It's at the end of the you
Break it down for me, because I do not watch Formula One.
These teams, it's all based around money.
Yeah, so break down the team format for me.
You have, at the moment, there's 10 teams
Okay.
with 2 drivers. Next year, there's going to be 11 teams with 2 drivers each. They do have, factories where they're based, but that really has, largely nothing to do with who they are as a team. Their team is named basically after their sponsors, right? You got Red Bull Racing, you have Mercedes Petronas, you have McLaren. So it could either be a brand name or it could be a manufacturer name, or and I think that's far more a liken to what would work well in TGL as opposed to Team Boston, Team LA, etc.
Now, the concept of those teams doesn't necessarily change, right? Because are they really a team? Like, obviously in TGL, they're playing as a team in a sense of there's, the alt shot element and, whatever it is, better ball.
Yeah, they play as a team, win as a team.
Yeah, so like how it doesn't, it's less about changing the formatting and more about, instead of it being tied to a random city that no one
that's
lives
100%
in,
what I'm saying.
just
get
it tied to us.
Yeah, like fuck tying it to a city. That's
Sell
dumb.
It. Yeah, like if you're gonna be an indoor golf league, and you're gonna build this giant stadium that's gonna fall down once, make some money off of it outside of just. No, I think it's a good idea. It's better than the current
better
format.
Than what we got.
I think I'd rather it be cities than. I actually saw, I think Liv is changing some of their names. I don't know if you saw that. Liv's golf teams are changing names. Yeah, so I guess there was, there's a new trademark because people are going to be running to these.
Oh, yeah.
They filed a trademark for Southern Guards.
Oh, really?
Golf clubs.
Oh, that's really bad.
No, that's cool. What are you talking about?
Really?
No, it's stupid. Becco East Golf Club, Southern Belindi, and then the Real Club de Toros Golf Club.
Cool.
So that's going to change everything.
Yeah. But in the meantime, we solved TGL. Change your teams, change your stadium.
Yeah, just change the stadium, rebuild it.
2 more things really quickly before we get into the meat of this week's episode. Justin Thomas announced this week looks like he's gonna be out for the start of 2026. He had back surgery, which is
that's tough. I mean, his golf swing. Luckily, he's a nimble guy, right? And he's been doing it for so long, but it is an aggressive move through that golf ball. He launches off off the ground. And again, it could not be from the golf swing. It could be a case of dad back. right?
Yeah, yeah, fair
New
enough.
father out there and just did some damage to his back. But the golf swing in general is already going to do some damage to your back. And you look at a guy like Will Zalatoris and
Mhm.
Zalatoris.
Zalatoris, yeah, he's had a
Yeah.
lot of problems.
Yeah. And he's basically rejigged his entire golf swing
Mhm.
to fix what was causing pain in his back. And I see it so often with students,
Right.
right? Where they'll come in for a lesson, and after watching 4 or 5 swings, I'll ask them like, do you get lower back pain? Right? Yeah, I do. And it's like, well, when you get up to the top of your backswing, you are tilting the top of your shoulders and back towards the target while your lower back's heading away from the
Right, so you've
target,
got the
and you
screw.
literally are just corking the lower part of your back. Now, Justin Thomas is not doing that.
Mhm.
Could be all sorts of things. Could just be whatever, right? So where I'm getting at here is I wonder if that he's going to go down that same road as
Mhm.
Will Zalatoris did, where it's like, okay, what do we have to do with your swing to
Yeah.
make sure we're not hurting the back? We don't have any other information what caused it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it could not even be golf related. Could be
Yeah.
a skiing injury for all you know. But back surgeries are always terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tiger's a great example.
Had 17.
I don't know how many back surgeries that man's had, but it is scary to think.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you can also see the differences in Tiger's swing pre-back surgeries and
Oh,
post too,
yeah.
right? He's definitely doing a lot of things to alleviate.
It's a lot more upper body. Like,
Yeah,
those hips
exactly.
aren't twisting as much.
And the same one. So he had that knee surgery, right? Is like that stopping power for that knee, that front knee, that braking system that he was so good at with that left leg. He's done a little bit to alleviate that too. Just
Yeah.
alleviate. There's the
Yeah, there's the word.
word for the podcast this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is concerning
Yeah.
from my perspective. But I said, luckily this guy's in great shape.
Yeah, he
Knows his
is.
golf swing in and out, and
And he's not and he's not that I mean, he's still early 30s, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
early
that's when my
mid-30s.
back
He's not
pain started.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know about you, but
yeah.
yeah.
I think I was born with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, water skiing. Well, what's that video on YouTube? You got of you crashing?
Yeah.
We're gonna put
We'll
it
put a
in
clip
right
up.
here,
Yeah.
right here.
Here it comes from Kenny Lane.
But if you want to go look it up, what do you have to search on YouTube?
Oh, I'll have to honestly link it because
Okay.
it's somewhere. It's like the dark web of
Yeah.
YouTube, and it's not dodgy, by the way. But
It's one of the best crashes. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when I thought of water skiing, I thought, you're doing like, jumping the wake, doing spins, doing
kind of like wakeboarding.
all
Yeah.
this shit and whatever rails. No, this guy's going 120 kilometers and just going off like, the long distance ski jumping
Yeah.
in the Olympics, basically that on water.
Yeah, that's
And there's
exactly
no
it.
downhill to
Yeah, it's all
to
flat.
alleviate the the pain of landing.
Yeah.
It's just straight flat, and that crashes.
Yeah, I sent that one pretty good.
Yeah, we were watching after a few beers one night, and
Yeah.
it made me very happy.
Okay, one more before we get into the episode this week. So last week we touched on the Hero World Challenge in the Bahamas.
Mhm.
Wyndham Clark was there this week.
Yep.
Had some not so favorable things to say about the golf course, and a lot of this came out Twitter everywhere. And I was just looking at public perception, and because I don't know the guy, but like as a golfer, as a public figure, I've always liked him. But is he one of the most disliked professional golfers in the world right now?
So, I mean, there's two ways to look at it. From a fan's perspective, I think he's not helping himself.
Mhm.
Now, I actually don't disagree with his comments on Albany,
The course?
the golf course.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are a little bit quieter about it based on who the host is
Mhm.
and recognizing Tiger basically picks and chooses who shows up to
Yeah.
that event.
Yeah.
So I think the around the greens is so tough around there. The
Mhm.
grain around the greens makes it extremely tough to chip in. I think that's where his comments came from, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Well, and I saw like Bryson just filmed
Hmm.
a couple of YouTube videos there, and even seeing those, like like you said, it's tough. Just that grain and how it can grab the club.
Yeah, so I think with that, when you get a pin like a PGA Tour pin, where now you are, basically tucking in all four corners, and then
Mhm.
you have, excuse me, a very difficult way to chip. you're gonna have shots that make these guys look stupid.
Yeah.
And I remember, speaking of back surgeries, I remember when Tiger first came back, he was playing in that event, and he leading into the event, I guess, was dealing with some chipping yips. I don't know if you remember this. This
Oh,
was,
okay.
I think 2018-ish.
Okay.
Might have been earlier. Maybe 2015. I forget. I think I was working at Golf Town at the time. No free ads. Cut that. And I remember watching the event, and this guy was sculling chips across the green, chunking chips all over. If you are dealing with the yips and you go to that super grainy grass,
Grabby
grass, you are in for a nightmare. And then you throw those tucked pins in. I can totally see why he was frustrated.
Yeah.
So from like if we break down his last 2 years,
It
of
hasn't
all
been-
the stuff that he's said.
Yeah. And done.
Yeah, along, with whether it's that Oakmont situation,
Throwing the club at the
throwing the club
sign.
at the sign, he is obviously runs hot.
Yep.
But from a fan's perspective, I don't think he's gaining many fans. I did do some research, chatted with a few sources I wanted to understand how is he to the guys out there, and how is he to the caddies out there, and everything like that. And what I've heard is completely the opposite of probably the fans' perspective.
Yeah.
Is that super well liked. Guys actually look forward to getting paired with him. Obviously, they say he runs hot when he's playing bad, and just like most people, when you're playing bad, you're probably not the most fun person to be around.
Anyway, that was I like to hear that, and it's always good to pull the curtain back somewhat, because again, I've always found him likable. I've been surprised at some of these outbursts, if you like, the past 12 months or so. But talking about speaking with people, though, you had something else.
Yeah, so I mean, I dove in because I was chatting with 2 or 3 people about it that are out on various tours, and I was like, okay, so like, if he is liked, who's not?
Yeah.
The first name that came out was Bryson, but basically, he's the one guy that most guys out there aren't looking forward to getting paired with.
Right.
And I understand why. Big personality, whether it's taking away, all these guys have egos. And if that guy's out there and he's probably the most popular player right now in the world.
Oh, I mean, every YouTube video he's putting out has 2 million views in 24 hours. Like look, whether, again, from the inside, it's maybe a different story. Whoever he's hired to be his PR person, personal brand manager, I don't know, whoever it is, they're a genius.
Absolute
genius.
My first event ever caddying on the PGA Tour, and anytime people are like, who's the nicest guy you've ever met, was Jonas Blix.
Yeah.
And that guy, at the end of the round, knew everybody's name, knew all the volunteers' name. I was a deer in headlights in that event, terrified. First tee walks up, asks me who I am, where I'm from, yada yada yada. I think his wife's from Kawartha Lakes, just not too far from
really?
here. Yeah. So
wait,
we had like,
is he?
He's Swedish.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he's Swedish.
Oh, okay, okay.
And we were chatting about that, like. Just basically after that, like, I don't even know if he meant to, like, just be like, ease the tension of like,
just a chill guy,
just a chill guy. But then how he treated volunteers out there, immediately after, shaking hands with everybody, like, but everybody does that, thanks to volunteers and crew, thanks to the score carrier, whatever you call that, sign guy. But he knew their name, right? And like that, it's such a small thing you can do, but it made me think, like, how can I do that type of stuff better, right? So there's always going to be differences. We're talking so many different personalities, but then you deal with stuff like that, and I find it's how you treat the volunteers out there is the biggest thing.
Yeah,
right? Like they are volunteers. At least on the PGA Tour, they're paying to volunteer.
Oh yeah,
and to treat those people poorly, and you're definitely paying to volunteer in the open.
Oh,
right, like there's no way you're.
Well,
going out
even
there for free.
they had a PGA Tour Americas event not far from here a little while ago, up in Ottawa, about 2 hours from where we are here, and you didn't have to pay. But like I didn't work out this year. I'm very interested in doing it next year or another year. But it's quite a process.
Yeah.
And I think
a time commitment.
It's a time commitment, and I think a lot of people forget. Like for the majors, for PGA Tour, for all these events, right? Like, I mean, there's millions and millions of dollars on the line, but it is powered by, largely thousands of people donating their time for free.
Yeah, and you're just going to be a dick because they literally found your ball and they maybe
saved your stroke.
Saved your stroke, but then they were a little shook, right? Like, there's no need for that.
Guys probably starstruck.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, this leads to the next point is then I asked two of the guys that I was chatting with, who is the most disliked person out on either tour?
So this might be the spiciest take that we've had so far.
Yeah. And both of them immediately said the same person. They both said Alejandro Tosti.
Interesting.
One guy said, and quote, this is a direct quote, absolute asshole on the course, rude to officials, fans, volunteers, playing partners. Dead quote.
Can we put that quote in?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm never going to reveal my sources. So I dove further. I was like, all right, tell me more.
Yeah.
Right. And then I looked into it a little bit more. There's an article out there where he's basically going on like, oh, my perception's wrong, yada, yada. But basically, my buddy Ryan French, he was not my source.
Yeah.
This is a source from directly in the tour, playing, caddying, whatever it is. But Monday Q Info, Ryan French basically revealed a couple troubling incidents. So like,
and these were publicly documented incidents.
Yeah, these are publicly documented. So Tosti in 2023 withdrew from a tournament after shooting a first round 67 on the Korn Ferry Tour.
Okay, so he was on Korn Ferry at this point.
At the time, yeah. And he, after that, was suspended. So pretty weird. And then the PGA Tour basically said, per PGA Tour policy, the details of the issue and any unrelated discipline action will be handled internally. But basically, Ryan went out and uncovered that the suspension came back to him swearing. They called it a profanity-laden tirade directed at his playing partner, Kyle Westmoreland, basically over slow play. They ended up asking him after, and he's like, he's a great player. I just hope he learns from this. Pretty, nice comment.
Yeah.
Basically taking the
diplomatic comment.
Yeah, taking the high road on that. But then I was like, okay, like that's one thing. That's public. What haven't we heard of this guy?
Yeah.
And this one irked me a lot, but basically he won an event a few years ago, and after he won his event, he tried to pay his caddy. So a caddy, how it works when you get your weekly rate, whether that's, it's changed. I believe, I think the LPGA, let's go, it's roughly $1,500 US a week. That's basically, the $1,500 is basically how you're going to cover, hopefully, your expenses.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why on the LPGA, you got a lot of guys rooming together, right? There's not a lot of money to be made.
Well, a lot of girls
rooming
together, I hope.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're talking about caddies.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of female caddies out there. A lot of the women are rooming together too out there, right? There's not a lot of money, especially at the lower end. Like, the woman I caddied for, I remember she made like $110,000 one year, and I was like, and how much was that? Was expenses? And she was like 111.
Wow.
Right? Made no money, right?
Yeah.
That just shows how tight it is. But so you get, say on the LPGA, it's $1,500. PGA Tours anywhere from, let's say, 25 to 3, depending on who you're caddying for. But then each person's going to have a breakdown. So whether it's 90% of people, it's going to be 10% for a win, 8% for a top 20, and whatever, 5%. Right. Now that has changed, I think, since my days out there.
But basically, you make more money the better you play.
Exactly. I know some guys are, strict 8% regardless, which is, whatever. Yeah. So everyone's deal's different, but just for hearsay, whatever. Yeah. So, but the usual thing is you win, you get 10%. Well, Tosti wins, and he is trying to pay his player or his caddy 10% after taxes. So if he won $1 million, let's say he got 600,000 of that post-tax.
So he's trying to pay him 60 instead of 100.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for out there, that is Like that's going to
Yeah,
go around like
that's
crazy. And, for a lot of these guys, they view caddies as disposable, in and out. I'm
yeah,
sure this guy's had 100 different caddies out there, but that going around, that's going to get out very quickly. And if there's one group you don't want to piss off that has the most amount of information, like caddies learn everything. They know who's going through divorce, who's
yeah,
cheating on
yeah.
who's dealing with this, who's dealing with that.
But also, like, on course now, I just saw Grant Horvat just did a video with Ted Scott.
Yeah.
And Grant Horvat's extremely good golfer, probably like
Yeah.
a +4, +5 handicap, and just said Ted Scott's knowledge just got he was like, I was blown away. You know?
Absolutely. But if you don't treat those guys right,
Oh, 100%.
that is a network that they will leak out
Mhm.
everything, right?
And you slowly start to burn your bridges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing about them is they can hide. They don't, like a random caddy, gave information out there. Could be
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah.
There's 156 every single week, and
Yeah.
there's probably, a rotation of 350 in the world that are going in and out of
That are
tours.
top tier. Yeah.
Right? Or top tier, tough thing. You don't want that around, right?
Yeah.
Because, if you're looking for a caddy, you might, and someone's like, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't care how good he is. Now,
Yeah.
there's some people that are like, hey, it's a job. I'll work for whoever. But, that was one where I was like, yeah, that's not good.
And shout out Ryan French, Monday Q Info on Twitter or X, if you like. I've never met Ryan. I don't know Ryan, but I've had some lovely interactions with Ryan on Twitter. Like
One of the best guys in golf. Yeah. And I think we should get him on soon. I think the changes in the PGA Tour, he's very passionate about.
Yep.
He's talked about it a lot on X.
Mhm.
But let's we'll chat with him in the future.
he
But
would
just
be
one of the best guys.
He would be one of the top of my list. Extremely knowledgeable, and if you like a follow where, obviously there's a lot going on in the, I would call the golf mainstream, which is a lot of what we talk about here. If you're interested in what makes the mainstream, who's feeding in from below, Corn Ferry, mini tours, PGA, all of that kind of stuff, he's got some great stories. So yeah, love it. Okay, let's get into it.
Are you seeing all this stuff with this snowboarder Ryan Whitting?
No?
So he's this guy that's on the number one guy on the FBI's most wanted list right now, Canadian snowboarder, the Olympic guy,
like the actual FBI.
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
FBI,
the
really?
drug mule. I don't know. He's basically wanted for murder and drugs and
Crazy.
real cool guy. Was an Olympic snowboarder for Canada, but yeah, he's basically popping up everywhere. I think it's up to $15 million for information that will lead to his arrest.
Was this the one a few weeks ago where Kash Patel, the director of FBI, stood up and they were talking about this? He's like, this guy is like the Canadian Pablo Escobar or something.
Real bad guy. Real bad guy. I've been reading a lot about him, and it got me thinking. The most wanted list. I was like, okay, what do I want most wanted next year in golf? So I created our own Federal Bureau of Investigations most wanted list, and we're calling it the Sandbagger Sessions Federal Bureau of Investigations most wanted list.
SSFBIW. Yeah, don't forget that.
So I told you that. I didn't tell you where I came up with the idea from it, but basically, leading into 2026, what do we want the most out of golf?
What's our wish list?
Yeah, what's our wish list? And it can go as ridiculous as you want. We'll each go through 5. Can go as
so this doesn't need to necessarily be realistic.
No, not necessarily.
Right.
I think if we're like, I want Tiger to win the Grand Slam last year, like, okay, well.
Oh, I mean, Tiger's already won the Grand Slam.
But in a year, right? Right? So.
To do it again.
I think, I went a little realistic on it, and some are professional golf and some are, personal, but, something that's somewhat attainable, hopefully.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into it. The most wanted list. You fire away.
Yeah. Well,
so we're gonna jig back and forth here. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Right.
And I would say this is in no particular order for myself. You know, they're just wanted, right? It's not like the FBI wants that guy more than whoever else out there. They want them all.
Mm-hmm.
They want to catch the bad guys.
Yeah. Okay.
And these situations are situations I want to catch as well. So
okay. Fire away.
my number one, my first one, sorry, is I want Tiger to play in all 4 majors next year. The last time he did this was 2024. Basically stumbled in. I don't actually think he finished the round at the Masters that year, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe his last year, I forget.
Okay.
Finished 60th in the Masters.
Yeah.
Missed the cut in the rest of the majors, but would just like to see him out for all 4 and just getting some reps in. On top of that, would love to see him obviously out playing on the Champions Tour. They're preparing, they're making some changes, especially to security out there.
Yeah.
But just I want to see him get some reps in because we talked about last week, I think 2027 is a big year for him with the majors. Probably his last time going to St. Andrews.
Yeah.
Whether that's his last Open, I don't know. Purely based on health. Like he's 49 this year, he's turning 50.
Yeah.
You know.
And 50 is Champions Tour eligibility, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
So now in his head, is he actually gonna, play in his last Open next year at St. Andrews? I don't think he thinks that. But, as we talked about,
Sorry, are you saying he doesn't think he's going to make it, or he's going to make it and play more?
I think he probably in his head's like, I want to play 2 more there.
Right. Yeah.
But realistic.
Because he's, as a past winner, he's exempt until he's 60, I think, isn't he?
Yeah. So we will, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, if it was up to me, hopefully he plays all 4 majors next year.
Yeah. Okay. I like that one. I mean, I'll take one. You know what? I'll take Tiger in any professional golf tournament playing all 4 rounds. He could come dead last, and I know he doesn't want that, but if I could watch Tiger for 4 days, I think I would be satisfied, because I think there are obviously millions and millions of people out there that want to see Tiger, and I think a vast majority of them, if they could see him one more time, would take it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, my first one. Now, this is, I think this one's actually, part of this is very realistic. The second part of it, not so much. Lots of talk this week about Brooks Koepka. And there have been rumors floating around for a while now that he is unhappy at LIV. Whether he's been unhappy the whole time or that's more recent, I don't know.
Well, he's made comments himself that the reason he left in the first place is he had just come off that knee surgery.
Yeah.
He had that guaranteed money. If he was healthy, he probably
And he
wouldn't
was, I
have
think
gone. I don't think he actually said that, but
I think his wife was pregnant at the time too, so he's thinking about future for his family. Yeah, and again, I don't know any of these guys. Public perception for me, I really like Brooks Koepka as a fan. But yeah, lots of talk of him being unhappy, and actually earlier in the year, right, it came out. Fred Couples made comments that I can't remember if he later retracted or. Anyway, my wish list for next year is that Brooks does leave LIV. And nothing against LIV, but I just want to see Brooks back. I think he's going to play. He's obviously been struggling for some form since that move, which could be connected to, if he's being unhappy. Obviously, for him to come back, he would have to serve a 12-month suspension.
currently,
Anyway, so there's talk of him basically, I think, foregoing something like $40 million next year. He's still on the DP World Tour, maybe play the DP World Tour and then come back to the PGA Tour. So my less realistic thing is that, wouldn't this be, I think this would be a gut punch to LIV. If PGA Tour reached out to Brooks Koepka's team, said, hey, is this true? If it's true, we'll waive the 12-month suspension. You can come back, play the first event next year, and you're back. And if anyone else complains, be like, hey, you go win 5 majors and we'll give you the same treatment.
Yeah, the 5 major clause.
Yeah.
I think the PGA Tour is smart. Maybe you do add like a 3 major championship clause or X amount of wins.
I don't know.
I think what helps Brooks is he also wasn't on that lawsuit or whatever, right? I think if Bryson tried to come back.
What was that one?
Basically, once they started LIV, it was like Phil and a bunch of them that started did some sort of, it ended up getting dropped, but they were trying to sue the PGA Tour.
Oh.
And he wasn't, but it was certain players, and he was not on that list.
Oh,
Neither
okay.
was DJ. You could go back and find who was all on that list, but
right.
But that would help that he wasn't on that list. Yeah.
And I mean, the whole, the whole live thing is, all the litigation and fines. Like you got some of these guys who are supposedly have to pay DP World Tour fines, and then others that don't have to pay DP World Tour fines. Live players play on the DP. I don't really understand it anyway. But that's probably my number one. I think that would be absolutely sick. I think that would be a 4D chess move from the PGA Tour to go and do that and bring him back, because that would be. I mean, Brooks was one of the original. I think he was first year on Live, right? He was one of those original signings, one of the biggest ones, the big draw cards, big names, and I think that would just be, again, nothing against Liv, but I think from the PGA Tour standpoint, that would be a 4D chess move.
I agree. Okay, my second one here is I want to see Jordan Spieth return to form.
+1.
Yeah. So I mean, didn't look great at the Hero.
No.
Didn't. I guess he broke par one day.
Yeah.
It's been since 2022. That he's last won. He had 4 top 10s last year and 19 starts. Still made $3 million, which is insane.
Crazy.
Still finished 54th on the money list. I just don't think players, like fans these days, especially if you're newer to watching the game, remember how fun this guy was to watch.
Oh.
And we're heading back to Birkdale this year for the Open, where he won his Open. And just an absolute, if you want a great YouTube watch, rewatch the final round highlights of that Open.
Yeah.
He, hitting that hybrid from the driving range or wherever he was, all these crazy shots, that big bomb where he, tells his caddy, go get that out of the hole. He was so much fun. And the reason why he's so much fun to watch is at any moment you're like, when is something insane happening?
Yeah.
Not in the sense of like, what a crazy shot. Well, it usually is a crazy shot that after an absolute, huge right miss, right? Just off the planet. And you're just like, where does this even come from?
Mm-hmm.
So much fun to watch.
And then makes birdie.
Well, and then makes birdie. And is he ever, when I say return to form, we're never getting,
2015.
No, the 3 majors in 2 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Should have had 4 with that one Masters. But, he has the ability this year to complete the Grand Slam as well.
That's what I was actually just brought that up. He just needs the PGA Championship. So arguably he's won the 3 the hardest
the 3 weird, the 3 real majors.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that as a PGA pro, but
we can cut that one out.
No, you're good. The PGA champion, that's PGA America. That's not us.
Yeah.
But this is. I don't know how this is a course fit for him or not. Haven't dove into those numbers by any means. But just to have him going into that tournament, if he can get an early win going into that tournament in form, would be unbelievable storyline.
Yeah.
It was awesome watching Rory obviously create the Grand Slam twice.
He created it.
He created it. Complete the Grand Slam. So just to see Jordan back there would be so exciting.
Oh, 100%. I mean, look, I think, people of our age, we were kind of right in that the Jordan Spieth, Ricky Fowler, Justin Thomas peak.
Yeah.
And I think we're just de facto fans of that, for me anyway, of that group. And so, you name any one of those guys, return to form, really likable guys. And strongly agree with that one. Okay, my second one, talking about Grand Slams, by the way, my second one would be Scotty completes the Grand Slam next year.
Okay.
And, spoke about Jordan Spieth. Arguably, Scotty Scheffler could not be a more opposite golfer than Jordan Spieth, just, completely in control, basically at all times.
Yeah.
Faces, I think a lot of unjustified criticism for a lot of people that he's, boring. I don't know how you can find a guy that good to be boring to watch. But anyway, he has to win. So, I mean, we saw Rory win the Grand Slam last year. So, in my lifetime, we've seen prior to Rory, and I was very young, we've seen Tiger win the Grand Slam. We've now seen Rory. Next year, we've got, like you say, an outside chance. Jordan Spieth pulls it off.
Could have 2.
Yeah.
2 more in that.
Could have 2 more. And to get 3, or even 1 more, completion of the Grand Slam only happened 6 times in history, and to add a 7th, I think that would be that would be sick. He does need to win the US Open. He's narrowly missed out before. His best finish is tied for 2nd, so he's not that far off. So, but you've got to expect he's got that circled on his calendar.
What do you think? I don't know what FanDuel or DraftKings or any of the sports books would have it at, but if I said over under 9.5 majors for Scotty, what are you taking?
Oh, I'm taking over.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's gonna win. He's gonna win more than 10. I firmly he's still 28, 27.
He looks 36.
Oh yeah, but
I don't. I think he's got to be 30 now. If he's in his 20s,
he's 29.
Okay,
he's born in 96, so he's turning 30 in June next year.
Yeah, I mean, you're technically in the peak. The thing is, with that, you basically have to rattle off 7 in the next 5 seasons. Realistically.
Which I think is, looking at him playing now.
I mean, I guess Rory just won, so let's call it 6 or 7. He basically has to win 1 a year for the next 6 years, which is insane.
It is insane,
but we're also talking about potentially the second best player to Tiger
ever exist.
Yeah.
I
mean, well, it's Jack Tiger. We'll call it 1A, 1B, regardless. But if he keeps up this pace, which is insane, like how many wins did he have last year? 7.
Well,
8?
I mean, he got off to a slow start. Obviously, he had that what was it?
He cut his hand open
cut
with
his
the
hand
wine
at
glass.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, wine glass. That's right. So a bit of a slow start, and so everyone was saying, okay, maybe 2024 was a one-off, but true to form, I don't think his 2025 was quite as good as his 2024, but it was certainly up there. And if you say one over the next 6 years, you've got to expect, well, not expect. As a betting man, I would say over the next 2 or 3, he might win multiple in a year, right? So
I think I'm giving him 9. I think 9. If 9.5 is a big number.
What do you want to put down on this? We should put this down. We should write it down, and when Scotty Scheffler retires, we'll pay. I'd put $500.
Oh God!
I'd put $500 on him winning 10 or more.
Let me think on that. I'll get back to you next week. I gotta look at some odds. I gotta look at some data.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, it seems like his game. Obviously, U.S. Open next year at Shinnecock Hills. Seems like his game is going to be relatively well suited. He's arguably the best ball striker right now, and
literally is.
Yeah, and that is a ball striker's course. If there's any weakness in his game, it's his putting. I don't think that's going to be quite as critical at Shinnecock.
Phil Mickelson might have something different to say after the last time they were there.
Was that the one where he
scooped it,
putted it and scooped it and just took the penalty?
Which is my next one is
okay
for next year. My third is I want absolute carnage at Shinnecock.
Yeah.
And the last time they were there, they're going back to Shinnecock. The last time they were there, I'm looking at some scores from here.
Yeah, I'm looking at your notes here as well.
Yeah. The guy that came in last, I'm going to assume Scott Gregory is a PGA. No, he would have been a U.S. Open. Sorry, this is a U.S. Open, but probably qualified in. Went out 92.75 for last place.
Oh.
Michael Block came second last. Before Michael Block was Michael Block. 85.78. There were some huge numbers out there.
Yeah.
Just
and what did it take to make the cut?
+8.
+8. Wow.
Yes. Ben On shot 71, 76, 81, 78.
Wow.
To finish 67th and make a paycheck that week. I want absolute carnage out there next year. When you go back and you look at some of the scores, the Phil story was huge. It was chaos, and I want more of that next year.
Yeah.
That course, they can make chaos without doing it the wrong way. And the U.S. Open has done it the wrong way. And Phil, during that one, was like, this was
just a
joke. Yeah, and he hated it. But it was so much fun to watch. And I don't think, Tommy Fleetwood was new out on the tour back then, had won on the DP World Tour.
What was the last year it was there? It was
2018.
2018, okay.
Tommy Fleetwood, 63 in that final round was to finish one back
Holy smokes.
people don't give it as much credit as it should be, but that might be one of the best rounds of golf ever played. DJ was in the lead after 2 days at -4. The winning number was +1, Brooks Koepka. I just want more of that next year. Absolute chaos. Now, I think that I don't know a lot about Shinnecock from a how does Scotty's game play to that course versus anyone else's, but any golf course where ball striking is the most important thing at the U.S. Open. And he's the number one guy out there. Obviously going to be the betting favorite, should be everyone's favorite. Would be awesome. I would love to see a Scotty Scheffler winning at like +5. That needs to be a big number.
Yeah.
I want to see just absolute carnage and who can outlast. And I think that's where maybe one of Scotty's like small deficits is when things get chaotic and tough and he's having to hit bad shots and recover.
Because that's not his game.
He gets a little frustrated, right?
Yeah.
And that was what always held him back and why maybe it took him so long to get to the PGA Tour, so long being, 26. But if we can get that next year, it'll be probably one of the most fun majors of the year.
Yeah, nice. I like it. My next one here, and after our trip this year, this one might strike a chord, but Walker Cup next year. So the Walker Cup is basically the amateur version of the Ryder Cup, you could say. It's not US versus Europe. Europe versus
GBNI.
Great Britain and Ireland. And next year it is being played at Lahinch.
Yeah.
Typically every 2 years, but I think they're doing a schedule realignment to do it on even numbered years, which is why it's happening 2 years in a row.
Yeah, they basically want to get it away from the Ryder Cup.
Yeah. But you talk about carnage because, so for context, we actually went to Ireland earlier this year, played Lahinch, was probably, top 10 moment of my life, to be honest, playing a course like that. It's just absolutely incredible. So I'm not only looking forward to it because I'm going to be able to see these guys play on a course that I played at, but you talk about carnage. I want to see these guys out there in like 50-mile-an-hour winds and just see what happens.
Yeah, and so when we obviously played in a lot of these courses, like when you go to play as a tourist, you're going to play it in what I'm going to call tourist conditions.
Yes.
So the rough's going to be cut down. The greens aren't going to be as fast.
Yeah.
And you really can't speed them up that much more, but it's really the rough, the secondary rough, the fescue.
Yeah.
And there was a lot out there. I remember when we played 2 holes there, when we played on TrackMan, where I was just like, oh,
you never saw that hole.
I got to play this one now. Because you hit a ball where you're like, oh, any other golf course, you're finding it.
Yep.
Right. And any other mostly links golf course, you're finding it. And you get over there and like, where's this golf ball?
Yeah.
And it's not even where's this golf ball, it's like where's any golf ball?
Yeah.
I'm not finding anything out here.
Yeah.
Right? Because
you don't walk in there and walk out with 6 Pro V1s.
It's up to your knees in fescue, and if you can find it, you got a shot to at least advance it, and that's what I think makes links golf super, super fun. But finding it, and we had caddies out there, and they're like, I got an eye on that, and they get out there and like, I don't know why I can't find this golf ball. So September, weather's starting to change in Ireland next year. That's going to be so much fun. The Walker Cup's sick.
Oh, watching it at Cypress Point this year, and if you're, we spoke about this last week. I would call myself, I'm not a hardcore fan. I'm not a casual fan. I'm somewhere in the middle.
Yep.
If you're a casual fan and you haven't watched some of these amateur golfers, watch the Walker Cup because it is incredible golf.
Oh, it's
absolutely
so
incredible golf. And there's a lot of these. Luke Poulter was on the GBNI team last year. Obviously, Ian Poulter's son. He's 19, 20 years old, and just to see some of the talent in these young people, it's. With a few exceptions, it's probably the future of, professional golf that you're watching.
You name them, they were on that, like Ricky. I remember watching Ricky out there. Obviously, Jackson Coyven was on the U.S. team this year, and that guy if you don't know now, you better, because that guy,
Oh,
and
and made his PGA Tour debut as well.
hot take, that guy will be on the Ryder Cup the next time.
Yeah.
Like we're 2 years away.
Mhm.
This guy's not even. He could be on the PGA Tour right now.
Yep.
He's not even on the PGA Tour, and I'm telling you, I will put money on the line. That guy will be on the Ryder Cup team. That's
Love
how
it.
good this kid is.
Love it.
And then you like, but what's cool about it is you get that guy who's 20 years old.
Yep.
Number 1 ranked amateur in the world.
Mhm.
Could be playing on the PGA Tour. And then you get Stuart Hagestad, who's 34 years
35,
old,
yeah.
has a full-time job, allegedly. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess he's got, because as an amateur you can't make money. Can you get
it's a
endorsements
great, yeah, with the NIL changes in the NCAA, I think they basically had to change some ruling on that.
So the endorsements, he's probably got some cash coming in.
Yeah. You know, allegedly has a job.
Yeah.
Played in his fifth Walker Cup this year, and
Which
he will be playing again in this year. I don't know who has the most, but absolutely crazy story about that. So Lahinch is sick. People are going to love that golf course. That golf course is one of my favorites I've ever played in the world by a long shot. Not going to tell you where it ranks. Might get to that next week or the week after. But yeah, absolute carnage. It's going to be a lot of pars to win.
Do you think we see Colt Knost back on the Walker Cup team now that he's got his amateur status back?
That's really interesting. I think that's a joke in the first place.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. I didn't mean to poke the bear on that one. I feel like that's a whole other topic.
Yeah. The amateur status, there's basically no such thing anymore.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah.
And I was chatting with our buddy Scott McLeod about this, and he basically said something like, maybe if they actually, you know, policed the amateur thing like they used to, it would be more real. So yeah, that's interesting. I never even thought about that. That could be a very hot topic.
Yeah. Well, and for context for everyone watching or listening, Colt Knost is actually just been promoted to, on the CBS broadcasting team. Ian Baker Finch has left, so Colt's moving up into the booth. But he was. Did he win, or he came second at the US Amateur years ago? He played on the PGA Tour. Like,
did he win it? I thought
maybe he won. Extremely good golfer, but has not played professional golf for a number of years, and this year regained his amateur status, which created, like I say, probably a whole other topic in itself of discussion of whether that should be allowed. But anyway.
Yeah, no, he did not win it. I think he came in second.
Yeah,
whatever it is, he ended up getting access to the Masters. He didn't end up playing it. No, he did win. He did win the U.S.
Oh,
Amateur,
he did? Okay.
But yeah, no, this is a big hot topic right now in golf, is the amateur status thing.
There's got to. It seems like right now it's a very subjective point of return.
Yeah,
and there arguably should be a black and white point of no return.
Yeah.
Once you pass this, whatever it is, you've now made that choice.
Yeah, I hate it. Like, it would be a different thing for, like myself. I'm a professional. I'm not a professional golfer. I'm a golf professional.
Yeah.
But if I want to play an event, it has to be a professional golf event, right? I can't go play in the RBC Scramble, for example. We talked about that a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It would be different if I wanted my amateur status back, right? Okay, wait your year and away you go. And I know a few guys that have done that. Good buddy of mine, Josh Whalen, former #1 amateur in Canada, tried to play some Canadian Tour events, stuff like that. Didn't have the best career. Decided it wasn't for him,
and he went back.
He just went back. He's now a superintendent at a golf course. Never practices. Like, that makes sense for a guy like that to go back. He didn't make a dime playing. He had one professional win on the Toronto Players Tour, which is, a small tour in Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good players out there that are now, on the Corn Ferry Tour. So cool little tour to check out. But yeah, I think that will be maybe I should add to that.
That's
list. This can be my extra one. I haven't got to my other two, but that's my extra. It's like, we need to fix the amateur status.
Okay, there we go. Well, let's go one more each. So I'll throw it back to you. And
okay. So my fourth is going to be I want to see a Canadian win a major this year. If I was a betting man, I would put Corey Connors to win the Masters. That guy plays so damn well at the Masters.
Oh yeah. I mean, he played great. A lot of the year this year.
I mean, he is a flusher, an absolute flusher, an absolute good dude.
Yeah.
But if you look into his record at the Masters, he has played in it 6 times. He has top 10 in it 4 of those 6 times.
That's
Sorry, he has played
good.
in it 7 times. He played in 2015. I believe he would have been an amateur at that point. Last year, he finished T8 at the Masters. He finished T10 at the Open.
Mm-hmm.
If you're striking your ball that well, you're going to put yourself in those situations. Maybe, is he set for something like the U.S. Open with how hard those greens are going to be? Obviously, the putter being the worst club in his bag. Who knows, right? But I think him winning one would be awesome.
Yeah.
Adam Hadwin's probably not going to get into any of them. Nick Taylor, I mean, he could get in the U.S. Open, I guess. Nick Taylor should be in a couple of them for sure.
Who was the better Canadian last year, Corey or Nick Taylor? Nick Taylor played well because Nick won again, right? I think.
Yeah, with Nick, he's way more up and down. Like obviously, he has more wins than Corey. Corey has two wins out there. I forget where he actually finished, where each of them finished each year, but because of I guess Corey finished 30th on the PGA Tour, so I believe Corey actually finished higher. Just so consistent.
Yeah, he was very consistent.
But we need him to just get real hot one week at one of these majors. I think it would be so good for Canadian golf. Only one Canadian has won on the PGA Tour, a major. Brooks obviously won 3 majors, 2 majors, I think 3 majors on the LPGA.
Oh, sorry, Brooke Henderson.
Brooke Henderson.
I thought you were talking about Brooks Koepka for a second.
He is Canadian. He's Canadian. Brooke. Yeah. So obviously, Brooke, if we're looking back at, she's won 2, sorry.
Okay.
If we're looking back at the best Canadian golfer, Brooke is probably 1A. I mean, I'm sure someone's going to say Sandra Post or whoever else, but currently, Brooke is the face of Canadian golf. And every guy in the PGA Tour would agree with that too. So, but seeing one of them win a major next year would be an awesome thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm from New Zealand, but I am a Canadian now, and as a Canadian, absolutely can't disagree with this one. Corey would be sick. I mean, any of them would be great. The other guy, not Canadian, that I would love to see win a major, specifically the Masters after what happened this year, would be Justin Rose. That
guy's got so screwed at majors. It's at the Masters, but twice lost in a playoff.
I mean, just such a, again, don't know him, but just such a likable guy. 45 years old now, still hitting the ball at like 185 miles an hour. If Rory didn't win, if Rory didn't get it done this year, the guy that I would have wanted to win would have been Justin Rose. And so after what happened last year in that playoff, I mean, obviously I was rooting for Rory, that, no question about that. But for Justin Rose to win a major next year, that would be my next pick as well.
That'd be so good.
Yeah.
And just quickly, watch out for Taylor Pendrith at the PGA Championship.
Okay.
Guys, find his game. Just new father, though, so who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But we got a Canadian to win a major next year. Last one for this week, and I've got 2 here that I'm actually struggling to pick. But okay, I'm going to pick this one because 2 weeks ago we spoke about the President's Cup and how we might quote unquote fix that.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, it's not going anywhere, and obviously President's Cup will be next year, and it's at Medina. And so my
Miracle at Medina.
What's that?
The Miracle at Medina.
My last thing on my wish list is that the President's Cup is actually close. I mean, obviously, I would love an international team win, but let's have 3 days of really close golf. Obviously, Medina. That was the the infamous 2012 Ryder Cup.
So Miracle at Medina.
Yeah. So stranger things have happened, and this is my second hot take, which is completely really unrealistic, but. As obviously non-US, rooting for the international team, PGA Tour co-sanctions with LIV, and we get guys like Cam Smith, Jaco Neiman. We get those guys on the international team.
I mean,
not going to happen, but
I was gonna say when has Jaakko Niemann played well in a big event, but that's not here. Yeah, it's definitely not gonna happen. But hey, this is most wanted, right? So we
It's
can throw that
yeah,
out there.
yeah.
Who the
I
hell
mean,
knows? That the President's Cup. This is a huge year for it. I think we talked about that
it's
last
kind of
week.
like make or like it's got to be good. You know, I mean, there was stories this week of potentially Sung Jae Im and Siwoo Kim going to live, which, you know, this yearly cycle of totally credible and then totally uncredible rumors of players going.
Sungjae going to live would be crazy for one reason. That guy plays more golf than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
I remember first meeting him at the Canadian Open in 2019, and they had already started talking about that. This guy's practice routine and his playing routine. So he never misses cuts.
Yeah.
The fact I don't know if
Consistent.
He made it to the playoffs, and I think he was almost dead last in ball striking, which is insane because everyone thinks he's such a flusher with his irons, and he somehow just had this horrific year with his irons.
Mm-hmm.
So him going there, sorry, what I was saying was, I remember them being like, this guy plays every week on the Corn Ferry Tour. He doesn't have a house. Like, it was early on, they're talking about this. Barely spoke 2 words of English. And then I got paired up with his former caddy at when I was doing a different event. And I remember I was like, what was it like working for him? He's like, man, every day, it didn't matter if we made the cut, we missed the cut. Every day was a full 10-hour day. So range before a round, range after a round. Range before the round, range after the round. 18 holes every single practice round.
Yeah.
Like, this
just
guy,
a grinder.
all he does is golf.
Yeah.
Right. And for him to go to live now, he was playing a smaller amount of golf. Then he's going to have to get onto the DP World Tour to keep playing his. I would love to see how many events he played last year.
Well, and again, side topic, because for the South Koreans, they have mandatory military service, and I don't know if Sungjae's
already finished it.
He just finished it. But doesn't that mean they got to take off for two years full time?
I think is he one of the ones that found the loophole through winning that?
Well, that's what
certain thing. So he might have got not having to do the 2 years.
Because that's what I was going to say. There's mandatory military service, but you can be exempt if you win a major or you win a certain tournament or something like that. And so, you know, for a lot of these South Korean guys, I mean, you got to think that's probably in the back of their head, you know, playing so much. If he's like, man, if I just get this one win or whatever it is, I can exempt myself from this 2 years.
I'm laughing right now because I'm looking at Sungjae's schedule last year.
Yeah.
From June 1st till August 24th, and that's the day that the tournaments start.
Okay.
He didn't take a week off. That is 1, 2, 3, 4,
that's
5,
like 9
6,
weeks
7,
of golf.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks in a row. This guy played golf.
That is nuts.
That is absolutely insane. And then leading up to that, he took a week off. He played 3 tournaments in a row before that, had a week off. Like, this guy's a robot.
Yeah.
My buddy Will Wilcox caddies for him too. And he's I don't know how he'd do it. He's going to have to not golf.
Yeah.
So I would be shocked. Now, that being said, from a live perspective, you get those 2 guys who are 1A, 1B in South Korea from a PGA Tour perspective, if I'm not mistaken, whatever professional men's perspective. Huge money, right? That's going to be a lot of views. And I think the one where Liv, I think, screwed up earlier. If the first person they should have went for was, obviously they wanted Phil, but the 1B outside of Bryson should have been Matsuyama.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and I think they tried and tried and tried, and didn't matter what they were offering him. He clearly just wasn't taking it.
Yeah.
But the South Koreans would be a huge market.
Yeah. Well, and because I think, you know, Liv is, if Liv's going to do well, they're going to have to, I think they're going to have to do it internationally. You know, I can't.
I think they've tried.
They have, absolutely. They have. But, you know, look, I could be way off base. I just don't see them cracking the US over the PGA Tour. If they're going to do well, it's going to be internationally. And so, to your point, you know, pulling in a lot of these non-US players, Matsuyama, Sung Jae, Siwoo Kim, Tom Kim, the Koreans, is really their, the strategic advantage that I'm sure they're trying to lean into. But
yeah, if those type of guys go, it's going to be a really bad
100%.
tournament.
But coming back to my original point, I mean, yes, like seeing a really good President's Cup, plus seeing something co-sanctioned, which is not going to happen, but again, this is a wish list, and seeing some of those international players on LIV joining the team, I think would make for a really tight competition, and I think that's what we need.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, my last one. This is actually just a personal one. I've talked about this course way too much already on this podcast, but we're heading to Scotland next year. Going to be in St. Andrews for a week, playing Carnoustie, playing Gullin, playing all sorts of good golf courses. The one that we don't officially have on the list, even though we are staying just down the street from it, is the Old Course.
Yep.
So I'm just hoping to play the Old Course next
Yep.
year. That probably is number one on my whole list, is just to get another loop around there, especially in October where the conditions are going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I just can't wait. Now, a lot of people aren't fully aware. So forever how it worked with the Old Courses, and when I played it, is you get in line as early as you want to, and if you are willing to stand outside in the cold all night long, you're going to get on the course 90%. We were about 25th in line, and we got on around 2 o'clock, right? It was great. Awesome. We got paired together, me and my buddy Seb, and now they have changed that, and a lot of people hate this because there's really no...
it's a virtual queue now, right?
Yeah, it's a virtual queue. You basically just put your name in and you get chosen. And they claim it's just as fair, right? But it's not about who put their name in first.
Yeah.
It's literally everyone's put their name in and then they draw it out of however.
And you're not getting that, who was the grinder that I think you said you guys spoke to the first guy in line and he was there from 6 p.m. the night before.
6 p.m. We got there at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Right.
So this guy camped out the whole night to be
All
first in
night
line. Like
long.
you lose that.
The guys in front of us, they got there at about 1 a.m. They were well oiled. They had some beer sitting right there. The one guy...
Go back and sleep off the hangover before the round.
The one guy, he actually was playing in front of us after... He was so hammered when we got in line. And I was like, how is this guy even going to play tomorrow? And he got out there. And he also dressed up in the full like knickers and everything. Just so stupid. I asked the caddy, he's like, do you guys like that? I was like, it's the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now there's just no transparency. And we obviously entered the pre-lottery to get in, and we obviously didn't get picked, and you never get picked on those things. So now we'll be there a week, probably enter every single day. Who knows what our luck will be? Hopefully it's October, maybe we have better luck, but just want another loop around the old girl.
And I mean, again, I can't, being on that trip with you, I can't disagree. I've never been to Scotland. Ireland was my first Europe golf trip last year. Going to Scotland next year. I mean, just bucket list stuff. Absolutely. And and also to go, I think if we get on, the challenge for me and something that I'll really try and do is just like, okay, whether I shoot 70 or 100 today, like I'm going to try and stay even keeled, because you just want to soak up every single hole,
And I think I did that really well. My buddy Seb played a great round, probably the round of his life at that point.
Yeah, I think he shot
77, 78, 79, somewhere in there, which was great. It was really windy.
Yeah. I
did not play well. Right off the bat, my first tee shot, just an absolute pop fly right to center field. Had a 4-iron into the green, hit it in directly into the burn. Don't call it that.
Okay.
Right into the burn. But literally didn't. I think I shot 86 or something like that.
Yeah.
It did not matter. I could have shot 106 that day. It did not matter. But I am looking for some revenge on the golf course.
Yeah.
I played it 50 times on track, man.
Yeah. You're well warmed up.
Yeah, I think I got a 63 from the tips on track, man. No big deal.
I would love to see that in real life.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I just die right there.
Yeah,
I just lay down on the green and just hold my breath.
Yeah. Cole, Liv, and the kids. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm done.
This is it. Bury me here. Next week, I think we're gonna we'll break down probably my top 10 courses I played. I don't know if I'm going first in our interview series. We'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, this is that's the one place like where I'm like, when I die, just go over there, put my ashes on that course somewhere.
Love it.
What's your last one, brother?
My last one is okay. This will be a quick one to finish. U.S. golf broadcasting sorts its shit out.
It's deep.
If you're lucky enough to use unnamed service to watch some of the European broadcasting, it's head and shoulders above.
So much better.
Head and shoulders above.
Get yourself an IPTV and watch Sky Sports.
We don't endorse that, but we're just saying.
I do. Use promo code Sandbagger Session.
Yeah. We probably just screwed ourselves out of any broadcast sponsorship. So
yeah, I'm sure NBC was calling.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just the whole like obviously the amount of
ads. We talked about like the cut line last week.
And the playing through, like it's and we don't see any shots. I think one time I remember between 3 ad breaks, I saw like 5 shots. It was
the Ryder Cup was the biggest joke. There's at one point there was 8 guys on the course.
Yeah,
8. It was a better ball at the time. 8 balls in play, and we were missing shots.
Like, how does that happen? Yeah, and I don't know what it is. We spoke about the whole money thing last week. I mean, obviously it's got to be money, but it's just, yeah, I don't know how to fix it. But the Europeans have done it. Sky Sport in the UK, like I say, it's just head and shoulders above. So that's my last one.
Yeah, actually, we had good feedback on that last week. My buddy Danny is I would say, casual golf fan, like watching golf, plays a shit ton of golf or whatever he does, if we call it golf.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's game he could play. He's got so much club speed. But has never seen a golf shot where he's just like, this is just straight.
Yeah.
And he is so funny because there's no one in the world I want to get a hole-in-one more than him, because I think, and I want to be there because I know he's not a traditionalist, but he would go in to the bar, he would buy everybody a drink, he would find the dishwasher in the back, buy them a drink. Like, he wants it so bad. But I've also witnessed this guy on like 160-yard par 3 grab like a bunt 5-wood. Like, his game is so weird, and that, like, I hope he gets it, because it's gonna be, so what club did you hit on that 130 yard? He's like, like a 7 iron. Like, it's gonna be something ridiculous. The reason I bring him up though is he actually reached out. He's like, I agree with you on the change to the product and the broadcast, because for a guy like him that is a super casual golf fan, he doesn't care to turn in on a Thursday and see so and so.
He's gonna wake up on
+2.
Sunday and
he's gonna wake up on Sunday and watch the majors on Sunday, basically, at this point. And he probably doesn't really watch the majors during the week either. Has a job, allegedly. So for him to, if that's where, again, we talked about last week, that's where we're losing the fans. And then on top of that, the investment of time to watch a full 4-round golf tournament
and see 10 shots
and half of them are on playing through. And then the ones you're watching on Thursday, Friday, Saturday are like, this guy's not even in the mix or whatever. So they need to change the whole broadcasting product, and B, they need to change what they're actually showing too. Because the commercial load is unbearable, and I watch 90% of my golf on Sky Sports. And there's ways to do it.
100%. Robbie, but actually going back to Danny, because we played at Wooden Sticks recently, and I was trying to, because he's playing really well. I was trying to say, I was like, have you ever broken 80 before? And I think he said maybe
once or twice.
Oh, okay. So he said, anyway, we should do Robbie Berger's got a series on YouTube, Breaking 80. We should do that with Danny.
That'd be interesting. So in his head.
Get him in front of a camera.
If we do that, we need like a heart rate monitor.
Yeah.
The whoosh
Whoop.
or something. Whoop. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, exactly.
Get a whoop on him just to see where his head's at. That'd be interesting for sure. But
love it.
Great dude. Just golf game's so weird. Like, I've never heard anyone else say, "Oh, I'm gonna hit a real shot here."
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What is that?
Like, it's like every shot's like a Bubba Watson slice. Like, just you have 130 yards. You can swing your driver 112 miles per hour.
Just
hit a pitching wedge. No, I'm gonna try and hit this one to the sky.
I love it. I love it.
I don't know.
All right. Well, again, guys, thanks very much for the support. Stay tuned to the end of this episode. We're giving away the box of balls this week. Committed to it. So stay tuned to the end to find out who won the box of balls. Episode 4 next week. We're going to enter a 2-part series in the next 2 weeks. We're going to do a little bit of behind the curtain of Sandbagger session. So I'll interview you, you'll interview me. We'll figure out the order, find out a little bit more about us as we build this series. So really looking forward to that the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I think there's a lot like that we probably don't even know about each other.
Yeah.
But to find out.
Yeah. It's going to
get weird.
It's going to be a bonding session.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate the support again. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on socials. We'll announce the balls, the balls, the winner of the ball shortly. And we will see you again next week. Cheers. Guys, thanks again for tuning in. We are absolutely cooking for next week's episode, and we can't wait to share it with you. To everyone that has followed us so far, thank you. The winner of the new box of Pro V1s is Mr. Mike Bailey, or Mike Bales26 on Instagram. We will reach out to you soon. Stay tuned, everyone, and we will see you next week.